Conversations, man. Walked into the gym and I catch one of my subscribers, man. What's poppin', Chris? How you feel, King?
Man, feeling good, and I'm happy I ran into you. All the stuff that's been going on, I just want to make sure you stay doing what you're doing. Because a lot of people got something to say, but the shit that Adrien Broner ran with was completely in the wrong. And a lot of people, you know, trying to give you backlash for what you did, saying that Adrien Broner exposed you, but really he got exposed himself. Because when he fought Kovalev, in my opinion, that whole narrative was about race, and he kept on using the word they. And then, you know, when Deontay Wilder fight Fury, he goes and say I didn't question his heart, but he was saying he questions that he don't want that work again when Deontay Wilder immediately wanted the rematch. It's just contradicting everything that's going on. And then next thing you know, he like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua should fight. Just skip Wilder and Joshua when the whole city of the UK, America, been wanting to fight, see Wilder and Joshua. Not Fury, who's been a dead man, came out of nowhere off of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua build up. Fury comes out of nowhere, do an amazing performance, I give him that. But at the same time, you know, Wilder was Ward put himself in a situation to where he looked like he was contradicting himself. And I'm glad you stayed on his ass, period. But besides that, I'm excited to see that Mikey and Spence fight. And I like what Mikey doing. I like the way how he's building the fight. I like everything he's doing, but he picked the wrong opponent, you know what I'm saying? Spence is going to probably destroy him, I think, within 6. I mean, a lot of people think that Mikey a better fighter than him, it's just the size. But Mikey ain't stopping everybody that he put in front of him the way how Spence is. Spence stopping everybody. Mikey didn't stop Robert Easter. He didn't stop Adrien Broner. He didn't even stop Lipinets. He went 12 rounds with all of them guys. All the people that Spence fought stopped. His size and bigger than him. Kell Brook was bigger than Spence. He got stopped. So I don't know what this narrative is. We're gonna see. I just think that Spence is too good, too big. I actually think Spence is a better fighter.
You think Spence is a better fighter, but you would pick Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence.
Oh, Terence Crawford got everybody shook. That's the boogie. That's the real boogeyman. Spence ain't the boogeyman. Crawford's the boogeyman. That's why Mikey called out Spence. He wouldn't go up a division when Crawford was in that division. He didn't want to call out Crawford, and when they asked him why he didn't pick Crawford, because he said Crawford moves too much, he want to fight somebody that come forward. Now, I just think, you know, Crawford is on his level of fighting is on. I never seen Crawford lose a round of boxing, not one round of boxing, to none of the people he fought. No matter if you say he hasn't fought the highest competition, he's stopping and he isn't even losing. He's stopping every opponent and he isn't even losing a round. Keith Thurman lost rounds to Sean Porter. Sean Porter lost rounds to Danny Garcia. Even Errol Spence lost rounds to Kell Brook. But Terence Crawford is demolishing everybody. Phyllis Diaz, a gold medalist. I can't see nobody beating Terence Crawford. Not Spence, not nobody.
How does that fight play out? Decision or?
Oh, it's a decision. He gonna move, and he gonna run Spence into stuff. He gonna move around, similar to how you fought Postal. Cause you know Spence kind of, when he fight, he gotta get planted, and he's very athletic though. So that's why it's gonna be harder for Mikey to do that. But I think Crawford has the long arms, the size, and the speed to negate what Spence do well.
Do you think that being that he fought Kell Brook and he's still, Errol Spence is a rather fresh 147 guy, do you think he can absorb Terence Crawford physically and just get on the inside and just wear him down?
See, the thing is that Crawford is moving up in weight, so he's gonna be good at 147. I think for the most part. I think Spence, being so big, the older he get, it's gonna be harder for him to make 147. And the longer he stay at 147 without them making that fight, the tougher it is gonna be for Spence to make weight. Eventually. Eventually Spence is gonna be a 154-pound fighter. Eventually. And right now, I mean, if you see the common narrative of a lot of fighters trying to go down in weight, they've been it hasn't been too good, especially in MMA. When you look at TJ Dillashaw, he got knocked out trying to come down in weight. Cyborg got knocked out trying to come down in weight to fight Nunez. I just think people trying to come down in weight is hurting their body, and they can get knocked out easy. So Spence, he's probably good right now, but I think because he's still young, but in a couple years, I think that Crawford is going to have the advantage.
Yeah. Roy Jones actually said, I'm not sure if you saw the interview, he said that when he came down in heavyweight was the problem, which kind of confirms what you were saying, or alludes to what you're saying, that when he came down from heavyweight, he became more chinny. Right. You know what I mean? And he actually knew it in his fights, you know?
Yeah, it's easier to be concussed. You know, the brain don't have as much fat around the tissues, I guess, when they cutting all that weight. And, you know, that could be a problem for Spence. Fighting somebody who, like Crawford, who lands so accurately and precise with his punches. And that's going to be able to make him work for that fight for 12 rounds. I mean, it's going to be a very good fight. It ain't going to be like Crawford going to wash him, but it might be lopsided. That's how good Crawford look. I mean, he's looking like he's better than Floyd. And fuck Floyd, by the way. Mr. Gucci, that's what you gonna call him, Mr. Gucci wannabe, whatever y'all want to call him. But I'm hoping that Fury decides to fight Wilder, even though I think that that's not gonna happen. Bob Arum talking about another fight, and then the Wilder fight. I just got a question for you. Where does Wilder go from here?
I think his best move would be Adam Kornowski at Barclay. A good move would be put Dominic Breazeale on his knockout reel, just to keep his momentum going. And then
that's a common
opponent of Anthony Joshua. And if he succeeds, then it gives him leverage in public opinion, because they're both gonna. Vegas would say he'll knock out Dominic Breazeale,
right.
And in court of public opinion, that fight will have to be made, because now Anthony Joshua, them ESPN pushing Anthony Joshua away, pushes him more towards the Deontay Wilder fight. You get what I'm saying? So I think that the negotiation is gonna have to be real, and I genuinely believe that powers to be will be more involved in making that fight happen on both sides.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say Deontay Wilder was 100% right, although I ride with Deontay Wilder 1,000%. You can't say Anthony Joshua is 100% wrong. I mean, they're negotiating, you know, and we don't know. We only know what's being leaked out. Do I believe Deontay Wilder was more right than Anthony Joshua? 1,000%. And but at the end of the day, I think that's the fight that needs to be made before someone gets clipped. Whether you get knocked down in a fight and you're never the same and win that fight, or whether you just get knocked out and you get knocked off, you know.
Speaking of that, AJ's fighting Miller.
Yep.
And I really, and I'm a 100% Deontay Wilder fan, but I'm also an AJ fan as a fighter. I like him as a fighter, even though he's kind of robotic. I think he got some hands, but I feel like he's in a trap fight. He's fighting a dude that's real big, that's gonna put his weight on him and come forward, try to wear down Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua does have stamina issues, so I really feel like that's a risky fight. A lot of people think he's about to just knock out Miller. I don't see it like that. I think that's gonna be a real tough fight for Anthony Joshua.
I think if Jarrell Miller is in great shape, I don't know what great shape is for him, because he's real sporadic in his weight. Sometimes he comes in 320, sometimes he comes in 300, 290. I think 280 he came in for Gerald Washington, I believe it was. So I don't know where his comfortability is. Only he knows.
Yeah.
So if he comes in at an optimal shape,
he gonna be in shape.
He has no choice, right?
Like, this fight,
this is life or death for him.
Yeah, he gonna be in shape.
Because if he loses, he
gonna get the best Gerald Miller. But the best Gerald Miller, Anthony Joshua should beat him on paper.
I think the best Jarrell Big Baby Miller takes it to the 9th round, and I don't know what happens. From my perspective, because in all step-up fights, Anthony Joshua got tired. All his fights. And when you got a guy who has the will of a Jarrell Big Baby Miller, you know, and I know I can attest to someone having will, because in every part of my life, I haven't had more talent than most people. It's just been my work ethic. You get what I'm saying? So from that perspective, I want to honor Jarrell Big Baby Miller in terms of Maybe his will carries him in the championship rounds. You know, I don't know.
Well, it's a lot because, you know, AJ fighting in the U.S. for his first time. I don't know how his nerves going to be.
Yep.
But he should be fine. You know, he fighting in front of 80,000 people.
Friendly fans, though. 80,000 friendly fans. Remember, fight week, he's going to be real uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's
American media is going
to... part is going to be something we got to pay attention to, obviously. And the fact that Gerald Miller going to be at home in his city, that might give him some motivation to fight, like you said, with that will. So we're going to see. I think it's a tough fight, man. I don't want to see Anthony Joshua lose because I want to see Wilder and Joshua fight. And
I want Wilder to get that so bad.
I want to see that fight, man. That's the fight that I want to see. So I'm hoping AJ pull it off. But in my honest, humble opinion, I feel like that's a trap fight.
Yeah. I can definitely see that being a trap fight.
I think it's a trap fight.
I like you, want Deontay Wilder to hijack his O. But I know fight night, I'm going to be rooting for Jarrell Big Baby Miller just because I know my spirit, and I don't like Eddie Hearn. So I know I'll be rooting for Jarrell Big Baby Miller on fight night. You know, no matter how bad I want Deontay Wilder to get that L. Once round one goes, we subconsciously pick a guy anyway. You know, and I think I'm gonna pick Big Baby Miller. You know, just because of Eddie Hearn's lack of respect for America. You know, so.
I like that Crawford is fighting Khan. I think that's a kind of a, I don't know, some people say in the trap fight, I don't see it. American is very, very chinny. So we're going to have to see.
I'm going to get on out of here, man.
What'd you say?
We have to see what's going on with that fight. And then,
you out here? You out here?
Yeah, I got to grab some stuff.
Okay.
But let's do it.
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
And I don't know. I think that's gonna be an easy fight for Crawford.
I think it's an easy crowd, especially after round 5. Khan gonna get a little more confident. He gonna sit in the pocket, those 4-punch combinations, and it's gonna be lights out.
I just want to know is ESPN gonna be able to take some of these PBC fighters and get them in there with Crawford? Maybe Danny, maybe Broner. I mean, I don't know, but
well, now that we know they have money, money isn't an option. You get what I'm saying? If they can sign Tyson Fury with no opponents, they should be able to protect and expand the brand of Terence Crawford because they have the money to bring in people. So I think that it's going to have to come from Terence Crawford. No matter what we say, Terence Crawford is going to have to publicly put pressure on Top Rank to get him opponents because they can pay Danny Garcia $10 million, $8 million to bring him in for a fight. They could bring in a Sean Porter for $10, $15 million for, I don't know what the market bears, but I'm just saying they have the money now. They've shown to the public that they have it. So, but it's up to Terence Crawford and Bomac, Team Crawford, to say we're not standing for second-tier opponents anymore. We want all the smoke, and we want to be the best at 147. Does he have the talent? 1,000%. I think Terence Crawford is special.
Pound for pound.
He's pound for pound best. He's top 5. He's definitely top 5.
He's number 1 to me, in my opinion.
Who's number 2?
Canelo.
Who's number 3?
Probably Lomachenko or Spence.
White Jesus? That'll make Black Fight fan happy.
But see, the only reason, I'm not, look, the thing about this.
Would you, okay.
Lomachenko got dropped by Linares. He couldn't stop Pedraza's like Tank did. So it's some questions about him. But just when you look at the eye test of with the shit that he kind of could do, you know, you gotta put him up. You gotta put him top 5. I can move him around because I feel like he hasn't fought that other dominant opponent. But Spence is up there. Canelo's a hell of a fighter. One of my favorite fighters. I feel like he got it all. He whipped Triple G ass twice to me. I think he won both fights. So. Okay.
Could you put Deontay Wilder in your pound for pound list?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Knocking out everybody like that. Nobody got that one punch that can last all the way to the 12th round. That gotta be pound for pound. I mean, come on now. I mean, talent. I mean, skill wise, boxing skill wise, no, but that's a skill set to be able to knock a nigga out at any given time. Like people don't want to acknowledge that as something to have, but I guarantee you, every boxer in the world wish they had that power and can turn somebody's lights off like that. You know what I'm saying? So of course, I'll put him up there pound for pound.
Would he have been top 5?
No.
Not top 10. How about Jared Hurd? How would you rate?
Jared Hurd is moving up there like a mug because he's so big at 154 and he's making the weight supposedly easy.
It looked like he's making it. I saw him fight week this week. He was happy and great spirits, you know.
Jared Hurd is running through people, and I actually got him. I'm favoring him over over
J-Rock.
Jermell, over J-Rock, of course. Because I feel like J-Rock is a little shinny. And, you know, Jarrett Hurd is going to hit you. He's going to get to you eventually. So I don't know if he's going to be able to handle that. And I also got him over Jermell. Because hopefully Jermell gets the rematch over Harrison.
I hope so, too.
And
Harrison living his best life. I follow him on
Harrison
Instagram.
is a good fighter. I just don't like him as, I mean, as champ, I don't know if he's going to be that guy that you want to like. Jermell Charlo's going to go for it. He's going to go for the knockouts. He's going to be in there with the big fights. He just to me more
he doesn't pass the eye test as a world champion.
I want to see Hurd versus Charlo. I got Hurd in that fight too.
People in Detroit would disagree with you as it relates to Tony Harrison. He carrying the back of his city.
His ass off.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the public opinion. Like, he's carrying the city on his back.
Right, he's a good dude. Like, I like what he do for his community and how he train the kids and all that. Like, I like all that, but the Charlos are something else. They stars. So it's hard for me to root against them because I like what they do for boxing. They bring the attention to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Sad to say that's what bring attention, but it's a business, it's a sport, and that's the entertainment part of it. But
where does Broner go from here?
Broner won that fight. No. He didn't lose, just like the Rams didn't lose to the Patriots. We won that, you know.
2-5, we in here.
Now, Broner, sad to say, I mean, fight is kept. He can do whatever he wants still because, even though he lost these fights, nobody still hasn't put no real hands on him. He hasn't took any damage, and he still know how to sell a fight. So until he get like beat down where he's knocked out or put out, I just think that he gonna keep making excuses and being able to sell it like, oh, I won that fight. He gonna keep running with that until somebody knock his ass out. So I think that's where he goes. Until he get knocked out, he's still gonna be able to have a couple fights left. I think he got a couple fights left.
He's still marketable. I mean, he can
fight Danny. People will want to see him fight Danny.
People would love to see him fight Danny and Barclay. You know what I mean?
You know, he can fight.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Keith Thurman. I would love to see him fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman didn't look too good last fight. So
yeah,
you know, even though he did his thing, he won the fight. You know, pulled it out. He got down, got out of that motherfucker alive, but he barely survived that fight.
Yeah, if Josecito can put them 1-2s together, Terence Crawford would be singing Keith Thurman be singing a new song. But you know, it just hit me when you said that. Similar to Manny Pacquiao in terms of choosing his next opponent, Adrien Broner's in the same boat as well. Like, he can go to he can do catch weight between 140, 147. The network gonna pick it up because they just gonna do great views. He can go to Danny Garcia. He can go to Keith Thurman. He can go fight at Robert Guerrero or somebody. It's still gonna do great views. You know, he's still, no matter how you feel about him, he's still a person that gets everyone's attention.
Good, though.
Yeah, he got to fight someone.
He need a dance partner.
But he needs a win now too.
Right.
I think Adrien Broner is in the. He's in a space.
You know what? I don't think he need a win.
You know?
Because everybody gonna still look at him as a guy that they want to see him lose.
Really? You think
lose. Knock him out, lose, so he can shut up. People tired of them excuses and him having that demonstrative attitude towards the judges after the fights when there was a clear loss. To most people's eyes, like people want to see him get knocked out and say, "Yeah, I lost. That motherfucker hit me hard."
Wow.
It's shit. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say now that more people want to see Adrien Broner lose now, or more so than win? Would you say that?
I would say, in my opinion, lose because even though Adrien Broner got a lot of fans, it's like he let so many fans down because when he get in the ring, he don't let his hands go, and a lot of people be rooting for him. They feel like he got the skill sets to get it done. He didn't let people down so much, they probably ready to throw a towel in. Like, man, I'm ready to see this nigga get his ass whipped because he always making excuses. You know, at the end of the fight, people's getting fed up with that act, you know what I'm saying?
Can he come back, or Adrien Broner is who he is?
Oh, no, he's done. That's AB, you know? Delusional. 1 minute, you about to commit suicide. The next minute, he focused all of a sudden. He just too up and down consistent. And if you that person for these many years, at some point, we got to be like, that's who you are. You know, consistency, if you showing who you are, is who you are. Just like you. You've been showing how real of a nigga you've been. All these niggas been hating on you, trying to be like, I promise you, out of all the YouTube channels, we talk about the boxing boys, to anything in the all the different channels, Fight Hype, whatever it is. You the realest reporter out there, hands down. No sugarcoating. Your integrity is intact. This is how you came out under the award. When you saw him, you made the video. Before you saw him, it was the same energy. Keep it up. I appreciate you inspiring me to stay like on my P's and Q's and shit. And sometimes you get put in a situation where you gotta be like,
where you gotta compromise.
And when you stand down, you know, real recognize that.
Thank you.
And you know, we really appreciate that. I want you to. That's why I couldn't wait to see you and let you know, like, nah, keep doing your shit.
Yeah, because I haven't seen you in a minute in the gym.
Right.
Our schedule's been opposite for a minute.
Right. So, yeah, me and my folks that watch you, we support you to the max, and we want to keep praying and for blessings for you and your family.
Likewise.
Absolutely. Yep.
What, last question, who is your must-see fighter? Like, you're planning your Saturday night around watching this guy.
Oh, Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is amazing, man.
Really?
I feel like Terence Crawford could whoop some of them old niggas' asses. Like when I go watch,
he could beat. I know he could beat.
In that era, I don't know if he's just gonna beat him, but I think
he could beat Duran. I know he could beat Duran.
He can go and fight with these people because it's the IQ that he fight with.
I know he could beat Duran.
Adjustments. Then once he see you and he got you, he's like a shark. He attacks blood, but he breaks you down first. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets you up out of there. So it's Errol Spence too. Because it's always a hell of a fight. Deontay Wilder is a must-see fight. Tank Davis would be a must-see fight if he would be fighting better competition. I'm tired of seeing him fighting, beating up on little Mexicans.
Same thing with Lomachenko, though? Is that the same thing? He's fighting underwhelming opponents as well?
He's fighting underwhelming opponents as well. You know. I mean, y'all been building them up. I understand that y'all was giving them this fight. And a lot of people don't remember, they forget that Lomachenko got a loss. All these other fighters I'm talking about are undefeated. So he really shouldn't be on the pound for pound when I think about it, because he has lost already. But
he's won impressively his last 5 fights. Like, it's been like overwhelmingly impressive, you know.
So
like,
But yeah, Tank is a must-see. I mean, I feel like he is a pound for pound fighter as far as his skill set and IQ.
He just hasn't shown us in the ring yet.
Where I just want to see him do a more impressive performance, and I'm excited to see where Teofimo Lopez go. That's a new must-see.
Dude, if you're not a fan of Teofimo Lopez, like right now, like I told you our conversation prior to this, if you from any parts of any hood, you have no choice but to love Team Teofimo, because his dad carries that same bravado as well, you know, and he's doing it in the ring, and he understands that it's entertainment.
Absolutely.
And once you understand that it's entertainment, and you play the part at his highest level, you know, I think you're gold. And I think late this year, I wouldn't favor him against Lomachenko, but he has a strong chance.
Lomo want to get hit with that shit. Shit, he throwing the kitchen tank. Another guy too that a lot of people sleep on, and that's why I think the future of boxing is in great hands.
Isn't it?
Cause I like Ryan Garcia too, but I'm gonna go somewhere else. Richardson.
You are right, the bad African. What his nickname is that?
That motherfucker can fight his ass
at
off.
140.
Richardson, because I like Shakur, I like Devin Haney. They all great. They're going to be future greats. But Richardson is slept on out of the bunch. He's somebody that can fight his ass off. When I see him fight, I love to see him fight. So,
I've seen all his fights. The past 5 fights, I've watched them all. He's talented.
He's doing his thing.
He's talented.
He's a fighter. Yep.
Any last words?
Last words. After, I hope we can get that.
You want to push to your Instagram? You want people to follow you on Instagram?
Oh yeah, my Instagram is CMH the GOAT. CMH the GOAT. But my last words is after this Mikey and Spence fight. Matter of fact, I'm coming to see that fight. Coming to Dallas, I'm turning it up from LA. Coming to see the Spence fight, and all my family. I got family in Dallas, so I can't wait to go out there, man. And I'm gonna enjoy that one. That's it. I'll see you out there.
Appreciate you, King.
All right.